Hello, chain breakers. So, today we're discussing the subtle signs of narcissism. What are some of the signs and red flags that we should look out for? So, we all kind of know the signs according to the DSM 5, but what are the red flags and the signs that we kind of miss? Or that not that we miss, that we don't discuss as often in the survivor community. Let's see the signs that we should pay attention to. Let's get into it. All right. So, hello, chain breakers. My name is Shannon Savoy. I'm a certified life coach, speaker, advocate, and survivor of domestic violence and narcissist abuse. So, welcome here. All right. I am the CEO of narcfreeliving, and here we talk about narcissism from a biblical perspective. I hope to empower you and help survivors navigate their way out of abusive and dysfunctional situations and relationships according to practical strategies and God's word. All right, here we are breaking the chains of narcissist abuse. So if it is your first time here, welcome. Thank you. If you are part of the Chain Breaker family, welcome. All right, as I always say, we're all family now. Okay, so go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you haven't already. And then visit me at www.narcfreeliving.com for resources, apparel like the prayer and therapy shirt. Let me take my band around. Prayer and therapy shirt. I have a whole lot of other stuff over there. Okay, so follow me over there. All right, and I have articles and just different tools and resources to help you navigate out of narcissist abuse. Okay. Oh, and then don't let me forget this. On Tuesdays, we hold really just safe spaces for survivors of narcissist abuse. Next week, next Tuesday, we're going to be talking about spiritual abuse on Clubhouse. So I can't wait to delve into that topic. So yeah, make sure you're following at Narc Free Living on Clubhouse, and then follow me. That's the club, the Narcissist Abuse Healing Club on TikTok. I'm sorry, on Clubhouse as well. But follow me on TikTok too. All right. All right. So let's get into some of the subtle signs of narcissists. And like I always say, we don't diagnose, but we do discern. All right. And God does give us the spirit of discernment to recognize narcissists, which are really demons. Okay, the psychology community calls it demons and narcissists. That's Greek mythology, but it really is demons: Jezebel, Delilah, Python, Leviathan, and a whole slew, of unclean spirits. Okay, so we already know some of the major signs: the lack of empathy, the arrogance, the haughty behaviors. So let's get into some other signs. Okay. So one of the signs that I noticed with narcissists is that especially they're unstable, especially now some of them, usually if they have a partner that is stable, usually the partner is the one that holds down the fort. Okay. But other kind of narcissists, they move from place to place, couch to couch. They are what Cluster B. Kieran calls hobosexuals. Okay. Wherever they need a house, they need a home, they need a couch, they need some place to crash because they themselves are unstable. They have roommate after roommate, apartment after apartment. Their leasing and rental and credit history is jacked. So they come in there and try to jack your history up. So they have a sketchy past. The credit history is shot. Now, if you've dealt with a narcissist, it may be your credit may be shot, but that's not from your irresponsibility. That is usually from their irresponsibility, from things that are in your name. Because usually narcissists are not able to get a whole lot of things in their names. because of their sketchy past and because of their moving around, and they financially abuse other people. Okay, so those are some signs that you want to look out for: sketchy past and moving around a lot. Like in the military, certain environments are good for a narcissist, okay? Because in the military, we move around, or we used to, or I used to, because I'm retired now, but the military moves every 2 to 3, now they're going to longer periods at home station. But 2 to 3 years, that's a good time for narcissists. They can get in there and do damage and be gone to the next place, okay? So, and then it's harder to connect the dots when somebody is always moving around and moving from job to job and place to place and person to person. It's harder for people to connect the dots of the patterns that is going on around the narcissist. So they move from friendship circle, homes, jobs, work environments, home, whatever, apartments. If they're moving, okay, and they have to be on the move. So by the time you figure it out, they're gone, okay? So number 2, narcissists have little disregard for your time, okay? They're late. They don't ever show up on time. If you have events, they have to come in late because the narcissist has to make a scene. All right. If you are in business with them, they come late to the business meeting. You're on time. They always have an excuse for why they're running late. Now, mind you, both of y'all are in business, but for some reason, you're doing just as much as they're doing and even more. But somehow you manage to show up on time, but the narcissist never does. And the only time they show up on time is if they need to make a scene. Okay, or if it benefits them, somebody is important is in the room. Okay, so then they're going to show up on time. All right, but it's always something wrong with them, and it is a total disregard for your time and what you have going on. And they get a kick out of that because now you have to shift things around, and they like it. They absolutely know what they're doing. You should be able to show up on time some of the time. All right, or at least most of the time. All right. Number 3, a narcissist is always moving the goalpost. All right. With them, they are never satisfied. Nothing is good enough for a doggone narcissist, let me tell you, or a highly manipulative type person. All right. So I know I had one instance, no matter what I did, the person would say, well, I wish you would have did it this way. I wish you would have told me like this. I wish this would have happened like this. And then God told me to pay attention, like, no matter what you do, the person is going to find fault with it because they are fault finders. It's never good enough. No matter how much time you've given them heads up, no matter what you've done, no matter what you've given them, they are never satisfied because they are empty inside. So they are always moving the goalpost, okay, because it's never going to be good enough. No matter what you do, no matter how good you do it, it's never going to be good enough. All right. So pay attention to these signs. All right. Number 4. All right. They don't like criticism. Oh, a narcissist hates criticism. They hate constructive criticism. You're just trying to tell them all their minds, their weak, feeble minds are only able to take in what they perceive as positivity or narcissistic supply. But if you give them some form of criticism, they don't like that. They just want to be the ones giving it out. Okay. They want to be the ones telling you because they want to be the ones in control. So they are highly sensitive and they find ways to fish for compliments. Find ways for you to tell them, tell them just only good things, but they don't like criticism. They don't like hearing criticism. Do you agree with that? Number 5, they are time wasters. Oh, this is a big red flag for me now, chain breakers, especially, being in business and in ministry. You find out a lot of people, a number of people, I won't say a lot of people, some people, they get attention from what is wrong with them. They don't really want to go through the healing process. They don't really want to take the steps to heal. They get the attention off of telling you what their problem is. Okay. They get the attention from unloading and dumping off of you. Okay. So this is something that if you're in business and ministry, you really have to be careful about, just in everyday life. Okay. See, because this is what they are here for. They are here to thwart your purpose. So they are here to delay, distract, and detract and subtract from you. And a way to do that is by taking your time. One of the most something that you just cannot get back. It is one of the most precious commodities. Okay. And a narcissist knows that. All right. So if your appointment was an hour, they're going to stay on the phone with you for 3 or 4 hours. Trust me, I've been here. Narcissists love to talk on the phone. They love to waste your time. Sometimes that's okay. You with friends or girlfriends or whatever, you might, the time may go over, but that should not be happening all the time. At some point in time, you got to say, hey, look, y'all, we're just going to be on here for this time. But narcissists love to, you give them an inch and they want 1.5 miles, and that is done purposely. Pay attention to time wasters and people who waste your time. They make appointments. They don't show up for them. They make appointments. You told them that this is the allotted time. This is all the time that I have for today. They don't have any regard and respect for your time. All right. All right. Let's see. Number 5. Number 5 is another big one. All right. Fear is a big one with narcissists. Like growing up in a narcissistic family, you're going to have people, they really shoot down your dreams and your goals. I think Solomon talked about this the other day today on his premiere. If you haven't gone back and watched his video, go back and watch his latest upload. But they are always trying to tell you what could go wrong. How about you help? How about you tell me what could go right? All right. What could go right? Now with the narcissists, they're always trying to instill fear in you, always trying to minimize your accomplishments, your dreams. All right. So their goal is to keep you in a state of fear and panic. Okay. Because as long as you're in a state of fear and panic, you can't focus on much else. And on the flip side of that, think about when you are in a narcissistic relationship, you stay in a heightened state of fear. Okay. So from a psychological standpoint, your safety is one of the things that, without it is the foundation. It is, if you go to college, about Maslow's safety, the hierarchy need for safety. That is something that we all need. And narcissists know that. And they know if they can instill fear and you feel unsafe, that it chips away at your subconscious. It chips away and it affects your psyche. Okay. So even when you go to the doctor for anxiety or PTSD, the first thing they're going to do is try to give you medication, because they understand that they want to get you into a state where you feel leveled off. Okay. And your safety is not up here, but it's down here. Okay. So when your safety is compromised, it affects your brain. When you work in a heightened state of fear, that affects your brain and how your central nervous system functions. Okay. And from a spiritual perspective, demons understand they must keep you in fear. That is how they thrive. When a narcissist is a big bully, they thrive off of your fear and off your insecurities. Okay. If they can input and impart doubt into you, they're winning. They're winning. Okay. Because living in fear causes you to live off balance. And as long as you are living in this state, you cannot even begin to think about your purpose. All right. Even think about this today. Fear, it keeps people glued to the news. It is fear, even in this COVID environment, fear is keeping perfectly healthy people, having them run out and get a vaccination, shoot something in their arm that they don't even know about, that has luciferase and all this other stuff into their bodies, for a virus that has 99% effective recovery rate. Okay, that is fear. All right. Instead of being covered by the blood of Jesus. And yes, God gives us certain pharmaceuticals and certain medicines and stuff like that. So you have to operate in wisdom. But the bottom line is fear, okay? When you are thinking in a spirit of fear, and it is a spirit of fear. When you're in a spirit of fear and walking in a spirit of fear, you cannot fulfill your purpose, all right? Because that is a demonic spirit. You are worried about your life, and you can't even think straight because you're in a fog and fighting spiritually in the spirit. All right. So you can't even begin to think rationally when you are in a heightened state of fear. So that's why you have to come down and you have to chill out. So that way your brain begins to operate normally, like the way it is supposed to be. But a narcissist knows all of that. An emotionally unhealthy person, they know all that. They know how to instill fear in there to lay those seeds of doubt. And that is done purposely, chain breakers. I know I stayed long on that point. So let's keep on rolling. All right. Selfish and manipulative. And they try to hide it. Okay. So in a relationship, are you always pouring out? Are you always the one giving? Are you always the one leading? All right, then you need to examine that. I've had to do that even in my personal and professional life. Like, wait a minute. I'm always the one giving. I'm always the one leading. I'm always the one pouring out. Are people pouring into you? Okay. And not that this is transactional, but when God is in it, there is a natural flow. You give, I lead, or I give sometimes. You lead, I lead sometimes. All right. You give, I give sometimes. It's not me giving, and the other person just taking, just soaking it all up. I'm just here, I'm just hopping on your coattails. I'm just here. Okay. So you need to examine that. All right. So empaths are givers by nature. That is our nature. And likewise, narcissists, it is their nature to take. So you have to be cautious. We all have to be cautious of this. All right. Because if not, we'll continue to be in one-sided relationships and partnerships and families. Okay. So, and we'll begin to think that that's normal, but that is not normal. When God is in something, oh, sometimes you got it. Sometimes I got it. Sometimes, it's like a dance. Okay. So some people, they want the benefits without putting in the work. They want a seat at the table when they add no value to it, no value added. All right. They just want to sit in the room and just soak up the knowledge and soak up the wisdom and impart nothing. At some point, you should be imparting wisdom and knowledge. Okay. At some point, it's your time to lead. All right. So let's see. And they absolutely, yes, they love to mirror you, to get next to you. All right. So that they can use your times, your talents, and your resources. That all goes in there together. All right. So number 8, chain breakers, trust and believe. They feel so entitled, and it's sneaky. It's subtle at first. Excuse me. You don't even recognize. I just drank a bunch of water. You don't even recognize it. All right. And you're like, wait a minute. You got to start paying attention to those red flags. They feel entitled to your ideas. Whatever is yours is theirs. All right. So it's a lack of boundaries because they really, at the heart of the matter, at the root of the matter, it is a heart problem. They don't respect your boundaries because they don't respect themselves and they don't respect you. All right. So they feel entitled to you and your resources and your time and your talents. And they want you to take care of them instead of them taking care of themselves. All right. Let's see. Oh, yes. Chain breakers. It even in this community, right? Have you ever been around somebody where everything and anything is someone else's fault? In any situation, I can tell you where I messed up at. I can tell you where I went wrong. Okay. Because I am constantly evaluating myself so that I get better. I'm constantly asking God to examine my heart. I'm constantly asking God to check my fruit. Okay. And your fruit should be evident in your life. But when you don't take responsibility and accountability for your actions, your fruit, you're not going to have good fruit. What fruit is this person bearing? All right. Who sent this person? All right. So they love to guilt you. They do not take accountability. And if you make a decision to walk away or go no contact, they will try to guilt you for that. All right. Instead of, just being like, okay, well, that person's time in my life, that season in my life is up. No, they're going to try to reach out. They're going to try to reach out to you. They're going to try to reach out to your circle. They're going to try to guilt different people, to try to put scripture on you, to try to say little, oh, forgive and forget. Oh, was it really that bad? Oh, they didn't mean it like that. So you really have to trust yourself. All right. So they play innocent, like people who don't take accountability, they never know why. I just don't understand. I don't understand why she wanted to walk away. I don't understand why he did that. Why he didn't want me in his life anymore. Oh, okay. But they love to play the victim. So they know. All right. So take accountability and take note of people who never take accountability, even in the chat rooms. You have to be careful because people love to talk about the narcissist. At some point, you got to, hey, okay, what role did I play in this? And not that you deserve to be abused. Okay. That's not what I'm saying. But at some point, the red flags become so big, they make a red blanket. It's a blanket by this point. And at some point, if you're not walking away, because we all can be privy, to narcissists, but the key is catching it earlier and sooner rather than later. All right. Let's see. Number 10, they treat others around them as if they are superior. Now, this is a tricky one because if you're dealing with a covert narcissist, they'll do this in they're sneaky with it. Okay. And it'll come out in ways they always think somebody is jealous of them. They always think somebody is envious of them. So when you go to a restaurant or a social setting or something like that, you get glimpses into how people are. All you have to do is sit back and observe people for long enough, let them talk. How do they talk to the wait staff? How do they discuss the people in their lives? Okay. So if you pay attention if you just sit back, after a while, people begin to reveal who they are. Okay. And I'm real, that waitress and waiter thing, I pick up on that very easily. Because there was one time when I was in high school, I worked at, was it Denny's or Shoney's, for $2.13 plus tips. I've had every kind of, I've worked my, ooh, me and Solomon can tell you, I've worked since I was 14 years old. I'm 45 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm keen on how I treat people in customer service. I take care of people. You know what I mean? I try to treat people well because I know what that feels like. And even if I didn't know what that feels like, people deserve to get treated like people. Okay. So narcissists, they think that they are better than somebody and they're not. So watch how people treat people around them. That is a very telltale sign. Okay. And it may not be that they're full narcissistic, but something is off there because you don't treat people. I treat people, the janitor, with the same respect as I do the CEO. Y'all seen that post? The same respect that I give the janitor who is mopping up floors. That's somebody's father. That's somebody's mother. That is a person. Okay. So people deserve to get treated like people, but not with somebody who thinks they're superior. Oh, you turn your back and watch how they treat that janitor. Turn their back and watch how they treat that wait staff. Okay. Watch how they do it. And they do it and they'll talk kind of degrading. So just watch it. Keep an eye on that. All right. That's wrong. Treat people with respect. All right. Everybody deserves to be treated with respect. All right. They are the victim or the hero. Oh my goodness. This is so annoying. All right. I've seen somebody like this. One day this person is, on their post. My mom 20 years ago. Or today would have been mom's 103rd birthday, 150th birthday, today if she was still living, back when, it's just always like, dang, yo. And then the next day the person come in, today, my neighbor's house was on fire. My neighbor's house was on fire. I went in, I got an axe. I saw the axe on the side. I went in with the axe. I chopped the tree down. because I thought I needed some wood or something like that. Like the tales are like so crazy. Then I went up. I happened to have a fire extinguisher in a full firefighter's uniform. Just I saw it on the ground. I think making it up as they go along. I saw it on the ground. I went in, picked up the axe, chopped down the door, went in, saved my neighbor, and I saw the cat. Oh, let me pick up the cat. Like the store. Oh, I saved my neighbor. I saved my neighbor, y'all. They saved, and you like, dang. And this is like all the time. Like they are the victim or the hero in their tall tales. Okay, one day they don't know why somebody did this to them, and the next day it's like, woe is me. And the next day, you know, on the other hand, they're the biggest, the baddest, the brightest. I'm like, yo, pick a personality. Which one is it? Which one is it? Okay. Are you the victim or you the hero? I mean, we can all be a victim or a hero on any given day, but if every day it's like a cycle, it's like, oh, today, which one am I? Okay, I'm the victim. Okay, let me get my, all right, we're chopping trees down today. You know what I mean? It's like, Vic, which one, who are you? Okay. So what else, chain breakers? All right, let me hurry so I can wrap this up. I got a few more. All right, y'all stick with me, ride with me. All right, so they act humbly to seem unassuming. All right, so you learn one narcissist, and you best believe the devil's gonna send you a whole nother type the next time. All right, so you had a covert narcissist, a braggadocious, a bolsterous one. Oh, this time he's gonna send you in the motherly type of narcissist. This time she's gonna be sweet, familiar. She got that familiar spirit that she's so kind and charming. Okay, so this one seems a little familiar. This familiar spirit reminds you of home. I feel so comfortable. I just met you. I just feel so comfortable. You know, I feel so comfortable. You know why she feel comfortable? Probably because that's a Jezebel. All right. You know, a Jezebel. Now that you've dealt with a narcissist, you know what a Jezebel spirit looks like. You know what Leviathan looks like. You know what a Delilah spirit looks like. Okay. Just like a lot of us with our families. So when that person comes in and acting all sweet, but then you get a glimpse of it and you can hear it, you know, because they like 1 minute they on the phone. Yeah. I'm just sitting here reading my Bible, John 25:3. And then the next, oh, girl, I would have slapped the mess out of her. You're like, oh. I mean, you know, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm shitting, but you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'm funny. I'm a lot of things. You know what I mean? But this it almost goes into like split personalities or something. You know, I was like, I thought you was, you know, I thought you was Miss Sister Jackson, you know, but Sister Jackson ain't always Sister Jackson, y'all. All right, so just be careful. What my point is, just be careful, okay? Just, you know, if you're doing videos on Bible scriptures one day, and then you get off the phone and you're cussing up a storm and you're using vulgar language, you know, just check that, okay? Check that. All right, because you know God sometimes allow people to be exposed, okay, and not to say, you know, any given, you know, situation, you know, some bombs may come out, but you know that's not your normal. You know, with a narcissist, that's their normal. They're just pretending otherwise. All right, so let's see. Wrapping this up, I got a couple of more. They constantly interrupt. Narcissists constantly interrupt. You know, because what they have to say is so important, more important than what you have to say. All right. So even if we're in a group, I get excited. I might, you know, interrupt, but then I catch myself. I'm like, oh, no, you go ahead. And then I sit back. And then like if I'm in Clubhouse or something, so that I don't interrupt, you know, I'll write notes so I can go back to my point. You know what I mean? But a narcissist, they don't do that. They don't have time to take notes. Okay. They don't have time for that. So they have to interrupt you. You know, so, and they do it repeatedly. A person should not be interrupting you repeatedly. All right. The first couple of times you do it because you're excited, you know, but then after that, you catch yourself and you're like, oh, no, you go ahead. But narcissists, they just keep going because what they have to say is so much more important than what you have to say in their minds. All right. So I think I already touched on this. Disregard your boundaries. No. No. Okay. You put one foot down. You say, say to yourself, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want contact with you. Whatever your boundary is, okay? And whatever your boundary is, they will go around you. They'll try to reach people in your circle, okay? They will attempt to try to make you feel guilty for sticking to your boundaries. The only people that get upset when you lay a boundary are those who benefit from you not having any, okay? As a rational person, you're like, okay, I might not like it, but I respect it. I respect it. I may not understand it, but hey, I respect it. That's all we do, and we move on, okay? Now with the narcissist, they disrespect your boundaries. All right, number 15. All right, the narcissist asks lots of probing questions. Now, I'm naturally inquisitive. I'm an avid reader. I love to learn. I love to learn about cultures and people. All right, but it's a give and take. See, with a narcissist, they want to know all about you and your circle, what you're into, your home, while sharing little to none of theirs. Have you ever talked to a person and you feel like you didn't share so much, but then when you look back on it, you're like, do I really know this person? This person really didn't share that much, but here you are over here sharing all kind of things about you, over here sharing all kind of things, sharing whether it's personal, professional, sharing things, and what have they really shared, And see, with the narc, all they want to do is probe you for information. They're just building intelligence on you, okay? So that they can have a little narc insurance. They can have a little insurance on you to use for later. And they're able to mix a little truth with a whole lot of lies, all right? And Joy said something so powerful the other day in Clubhouse. Intuition does not require evidence. Oh, I thought that blew my mind, because in certain situations, we're looking for like the bomb, and it could just be God and the Holy Spirit just telling you, this isn't right. This isn't right. But we've been so conditioned to gaslight ourselves. All right. We've been conditioned to not trust ourselves, that we continue on seeing the red flags, but don't have like a whole mountain of proof. So you're like, no, I'll just disregard my own intuition, my own discernment for this person. And that's how a narcissist gets in there. That's how a narcissist is able to keep you roped into the cycle of abuse. Discernment and prayer and warfare are your greatest enemies, or your greatest weapons against narcissists, okay? You can learn so much about narcissists. You can watch all kind of videos. You can watch them from sun up to sundown, and you still won't recognize them all, because the devil is crafty and cunning. And by the time you become familiar with one, he's going to send you another way. Okay. So what is their story? If you're facing or following a narcissist abuse coach, what is their story? If you're following a narcissist abuse page, what is their story? Okay. How much are they sharing? It's hard to talk about narcissist abuse, even from a healing perspective. And I focus mainly on healing and deliverance and warfare. But it's hard to tell these stories, y'all, to share and discuss this without some of my story getting woven in there. You know what I mean? How can you? That's how we relate to each other. I can get up here and just spew stats out about narcissists, but do you know my story? Do you know how I got here? How did I start this? Those are things that you should know. That's how people run into the Derek Jacksons. That's how people run into the scammers, okay? You need to know what validity, how did a person get there? At some point in time, they should be sharing some parts. In the beginning, you might not share as much, but as time goes on, pay attention, chain breakers. Even me, we have to pay attention, because these people and these narcissistic streets, recovery streets, aren't all who they claim to be. And that's all of us. We all have to examine ourselves, okay? So this is a bonus. And then we're really going to wrap up, okay? So narcissists are lazy. They are uncreative. They are unimaginative, unless it is about scheming and conniving. All right. They'll steal your work, your ideas, and leech off of you to get where they want to go. Some people are just social climbers. They go from one set of people to another. And you see them getting in with people who they believe are at a higher status than them. And they'll latch on. Then when they get through with them, done. I ain't done with you. Then they'll go over to the next. Let me got this group over here. And they just and that's how they make it. That is manipulation. That is deceptive. All right. If you think you can make it to the top, leeching off of people and doing things like that, that's wrong in any sector. Okay. So what they'll do is they'll get next to you. They'll probe you for information. They'll do all the things that I've listed here today. All right. And then they'll try to steal your ideas. All right. And then they'll just disregard you just disregard you. Okay. So just be on the lookout for these signs, chain breakers. I just wanted to share just a few signs with you. I'm sure, and you in this community have seen some of these, a lot of these, probably each one of these. Okay. So we just have to be careful because the enemy is so crafty, y'all. He is so crafty. All right. And I guess the last, let me see. I don't want to share that one. I want to share this one. Let's see. Yeah. So for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. So we know that when we say narcissists, we're really talking about demonic forces, y'all. And it's so important to really understand what we are wrestling with. So then you can go into warfare with examine the fruit, discern the root. All right, y'all, let's continue to break these chains. All right, y'all. Let me see what else. And don't forget to share this video with someone else. God wants to help set the captives free. And who the Son sets free is free indeed. And y'all, please go over to Faith-Based Workplace for videos on narcissists in the workplace and in the home as well. That is my husband, and God has brought us together for this work. All right. So we are trying to tackle this thing because we want people to know what we didn't know. All right, chain breakers. So until next time, I will see you later. All right, let's continue to break these chains, y'all.
I'm on the best mark, man. I'm feeling the rhythm on the best mark.